Brilliant. Well, it's great to have David Hull with us this evening. David, could you just briefly introduce yourself to us?
Thank you very much. Good to be here. I'm David Hull, Chair of Share Jesus International, and it's wonderful to be taking part in these celebrations tonight. I'm a Methodist minister. I've served for many years now, and I'm currently serving with the Free Methodist Church. We have a church plant in Bristol called Freedom Church. It's in Kingswood, so right at the heart of where Methodism started all those years ago with John Wesley. And so, yes, it's wonderful to be joining in these celebrations tonight.
Fantastic. So, David, tell us, how did you first become involved in SJI?
Well, I had the great privilege of being around SJI right from the start. I was there when it launched that night all those years ago in 2001 at Westminster Central Hall. Cliff Richard came along and sang, and a chap called Rob Frost, who was the first director of SJI, he was commissioned that night. And really, SJI grew out of his ministry. He had been an evangelist in the Methodist Church, and through him, he had this most amazing, effective ministry that through him, thousands and thousands of people were impacted. People came to Christ, people were encouraged and enabled to share Jesus. People were drawn into commitment and mobilized and equipped in ministry in the church. And really those people around him that were supporting him as his ministry grew and grew over the decades realized that that it was a ministry that was bigger than the Methodist Church, and so it needed a new structure to be released to serve all Christians and all churches everywhere. So that night, Share Jesus was launched, and it was a wonderful night, and what a time it's been since then.
What personal impact has it had on you personally, David? How has it impacted your life and maybe even your ministry going forward? I
remember when Andy led his first beach mission down in Newquay, I went down to help him out, and Rob came down too. And Andy was off doing something evangelistic somewhere, as he often does, and I was standing there talking to Rob, and Rob said, he said, I've just been remembering that 30 years ago, I led my first beach mission on this beach, and your mum came down to help me. And he said, now here we are, exactly 30 years later, and here you are, you come to help my son Andy, and it had this wonderful sense of the hand of the Lord being upon it.
Why are you still involved with SJI after all these years?
I guess because I believe in Andy and believe in his ministry, and he has a great passion for sharing Jesus. It's at the heart, I believe, of who he is as a person and who he has come to be. He has great gifts, great experience. He's a gifted communicator. He's very creative. He's great at encouraging people and bringing them together to share Jesus, to work together in mission and ministry. He has boundless energy, and he harnesses it all to share Jesus. So I believe in him, and I want to support him and play my part in making that ministry possible. I believe in the vision of SJI, and I believe that SJI is made for unprecedented times, and Andy Frost, I think, is a man for unprecedented times. As director of SJI, he is really well placed. SJI has always been about unprecedented times. It's about being innovative. It's about creating new ways to make the good news of Jesus known, to share Jesus in ways that rise to the opportunities and challenges of the day. We're just a group of ordinary people who are about encouraging and enabling ordinary Christians in ordinary churches to do something extraordinary, to share Jesus, to make Jesus known, and to do so in ways that are creative and innovative and rise to the challenges and opportunities of the day. So, I mean, why wouldn't you be excited about that? And what's my hope for the future? Well, that we will do just that, that we will share Jesus.